Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. First of all, thank you very much for joining on this video, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have, thank you very much. Um, as usual, we're going to do the news review and see what's out there in the newspapers today, and then we'll go through it one by one. Mostly what I do is normally I pick up one news and I just give my opinion on that news. So if you have to, if you want to share your opinion on that, feel free to do it in the comment section below. So first of all, the main news that we read every single day, that is that we're looking at the death toll in UK and also around the world, how many people are dying due to the coronavirus. Today, which is the 14th of April 2020, the day is Tuesday. Now, the main news for today was another 778 deaths in UK hospitals, take total past 12,000. That's a big number in a short couple of weeks. Figures from the Office for National Statistics suggest that the true death toll is higher, with many dying in care homes and hospices. Right, that is again, like I said yesterday when I was talking in one of my video, I did said very clearly that the numbers are we getting from the government are not the actual numbers, because the death toll is a lot higher what we are getting in the media right now. So there is a quite a big concern there that there are many more people have died due to the coronavirus than what we're seeing in the media or in the news. Now, if we read the news further down, it says a similar thing again. The number of tests of COVID-19, the disease caused by the coronavirus, has also risen by 14,982 to 382,650, although this figure includes some patients being tested more than once. So this is the testing figure we're looking at from the government. According to the Department of Health, 93,873 people have now tested positive in the UK. So at the moment in United Kingdom, in UK, the total number of coronavirus patients are 93,873. Once again, figures were also provided by the health authorities in each of the home nations, which collect their stats at different times throughout the day, and so may not totally up to the government's overall total. So again, all the figures, all the statistics, all the numbers that we get in at the moment, they are not 100%. There is a doubt because it's not coming accurately from everywhere. So it just whatever cases have been registered on the National Statistics website, that's the numbers we're getting. So like I said, it's a scary thing until now, because the numbers are a lot higher than what we're seeing in the media. Same thing we were blaming to China as well, that China is covering up. There's a lot of doctors want to give the information out. Similar thing going in United Kingdom as well. There are people talking about it. There are gossips going around it that what needs to be done, or how many people have died, when the lockdown's going to be lifted, when we can go back to our normal jobs, when we can go back to our normal life. And like we discussed yesterday in my video, that this is not going to happen anytime soon. And today I was watching one of the program, Good Morning Britain. In that one, there was an interview with a couple of doctors, and one of the doctors, he was said quite right in that sense that if we let people go out and say that, okay, right, we lose them the lockdown a little bit and you guys can go out, economy needs to open slowly, people will start to go back to their normal jobs. Until we get the vaccine, there's no point. If there's no vaccine, you will see exactly the same thing again. Okay, at the moment they were talking about, the curve is flattening, we are looking less numbers in the deaths, we are looking at less numbers in the tests as well. There are three things are very important. Number one, the lockdown needs to remain active until we find some sort of vaccine, or any progress towards the vaccine. That's number one. Number two, the test needs to be done. If there's no testing, there is no point, because if people are going to go out, they'll start infecting people again. There will be on a bigger level, there's be another big peak will come along, because it's not going to be a very straightforward thing. Even the Spanish government, they loosen the lockdown a little bit, but again, if the vaccine is not there, the chances are very, very slim. They might get hit by another peak of coronavirus cases. So this is something that we really need to understand. It's very funny that, the loads of countries around the world, the rich countries, the developed countries, they focused on so much of making weapons, you strengthen their defense power and all that, but nobody ever thought about it. The how are we going to deal with a situation like this where is a pandemic? Okay, you can't do anything about it. Like all the governments, they try their best to show as minimum numbers as possible. The reason behind that is because they want to rule the country, they want to stay in power. They are looking at the elections, they're not looking at how they're going to deal with the current scenario, what went wrong, what we should have done, how can we improve things. All they're looking at how they're going to save the next election. That's all they're looking at. They're not bothered about, because look at the testing. If I take the Germany example, 70,000 tests a day. That's a big, big number. 70,000 tests a day. And they were doing on a regular basis for the last 2 weeks. This is what they do, okay? And they are sort of like, they managed to get like a good hold on this whole infection thing, the coronavirus death. If you look at the day numbers are quite low, they're very steady, and they had a very good approach towards it, because they planned it properly. They're not looking at the from the government point of view. They're looking at they're thinking of their own sort of their own nation's benefit. So how can people remember? So if you do a good job, people will vote you again. That's a different thing. If you leave a good stamp, if you leave a good impression, if you do good things while you're in the government, these things doesn't matter then. People automatically will vote for you, and they know that when you come in power again, you will do exactly the same thing. But at the moment, like I said, every single country around the world, Chinese, they did the best. It started from China, 1.3 billion people living there, and look what happened there, 3,000 deaths. Even though if you take the number that they are not showing the exact numbers, but this is the same everywhere. In United States, exactly the same. UK, exactly the same. So Germany, maybe exact numbers are very low in Germany, even if they're doing it. But then again, they prove that they have invested a lot of money into testing. They have invested a lot of money into build up the infrastructure. They have invested a lot of money into ventilators, intensive care units. In whole UK, before this pandemic, we only had 5,000 ICU beds. 5,000. In Germany, before the pandemic, they had 25,000 ICU beds. 25,000. So you're looking about 5 times more than United Kingdom. They have the intensive care units in their country. So we need to learn from these things. It's very simple to say. People come in the government and they talk about this and they talk about that we are going to make a missile, we're doing this, we're doing that, but nobody's ever thought about it. Things have moved on. We're not looking at the wars. Many countries around the world, I can show you that they are, if you're looking at defense side, they are strong. They don't need missiles and this and that, because every country around the world, looking at smallest country, they can give you a tough time if you go to war with them. So don't think about these things. But the world needs to change. They need to change their approach. They only spend 5% of the budget just onto the research and development, on the science and all this medicine research and all these things. They don't spend a lot of money on these things. They need to spend money, because if you're in a war, okay, you will get attacked, but you will take a revenge because you could see the enemy. This enemy is invincible. You can't even see the enemy. You are scared to go out. People are scared from each other. How? What else? Is a worst case scenario that people are scared of each other. You're saying hello from far, and if it's a war, it's a different thing. If it's a flood, or if it's a volcano is erupted, or some earthquake or things like that, people are still can stay together. You don't feel that at the moment. A lot of people are not realizing that if this thing carries on for a long time. People have a lot of mental issues, mental problems, mentally health issues. And this young generation that we have at the moment, the kids are off school for so long. They are being locked down inside the house, inside their homes. They don't know what to do. You can only watch TV for so long. You can only do activities for so long inside the house. You need fresh air. Think about those people who don't have access to the garden, who don't have access to a bigger open area to play. The kids will be suffering in there. So this is something that the governments around the world globally, they need to look into it, and you have to spend a lot more money into research and development before we get another hit in the future. We need to be ready for these things. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have anything to say, if you want to share anything, please feel free to share in the comment section below. Thank you very much, and please subscribe to my channel. I don't say often, but if you think that the idea I'm kind of conveying across to you, if you like the idea, if you want to share your experience, your opinion, feel free, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. See you later.